You are now entering the Links Planet. Please remember that this is the 18 plus channel with adult content continues. People use their own responsibility is held by the host. Please leave now or forever hold your pick. There is no room in the Netflix or the generator get to cut or get to get right in the hunt.
Hey, don't need analytics on screen. Morning, a little bit late coming in then. Sent to the shop twice before going live. I know not everyone's cup of tea, the heavy metal in the morning, but you know, got to love a bit of Hanger 18. Morning, Louise. Morning, Mr. BB. Morning, Andy. Morning, Wolfman. Morning, Bagman. Morning, Auditing YouTube. Morning, Optical. Morning, Paul C. Morning, Rob W. Yeah, little bit much for this time of the morning, but I have been up hours, so. Morning, JJ. Morning, Ty. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've done a proper chill morning, so. Mrs. is just about to wire herself up, so I'll be on tea duty in a minute anyway. I went through the house like a fucking like a cleaning squad yesterday with a pinion, hoover, mop, the fucking work. So yeah, little smoke for me, and then I'm considering washing the Saharan dust off my car later. I don't know how long this warm weather's going to last to bring in the dust over from Africa. Morning, Ty.
Morning, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good. All good.
Great,
All good this morning. Little bit.
Yeah, my car was covered in that shit yesterday. God and bloody Bernard.
Oh, mine's covered.
Talking about. Jesus Christ.
Mine's absolutely covered. It's fucking. Yeah. Well, the car looks brown. It looks like someone's just
crazy,
put sand on it. Yeah.
I'll take it to the car wash. Fucking hell. Somebody said, like, don't try and wash it off, straight away, because you'll scratch all the paintwork. You want to, wet it, foam it, then. So I thought, I'll take it to the car wash and get it done there. Fuck it.
Yeah. I've seen people recommending that. People showing the damage done by trying to clean it off.
Yeah. So yeah, for £6, and I'll give you a good clean. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely covered. I couldn't believe it when I woke up yesterday.
No, we've had loads of we've had building work going on next door and opposite, hacking off and all sorts, and the car never looked like that, not even with the hacking off, and the drilling, the cutting with the fucking disc cutters and that. And then, like I said, I got up yesterday morning, my car was brown.
Not a bad day, huh?
No, it's lovely. It's lovely. I've been up since early, and I was out, I think, about 5:30, 6 o'clock, just shorts and a vest. I've just been out again now. Like I said, my missus sent me the shop, and it's really, really warm out there at the moment.
Yeah. I reckon it's be 33 down south of England today. So that's going to be fucking a bit warm.
Yeah, just a bit.
Oh.
Happy birthday, JJ.
It's his birthday, Uncle JJ. Happy birthday, JJ, brother.
Morning, Humble.
What's the date today? 8th, is it?
8th today.
Oh, my birthday in 2 days. All the best people are born in September, I always say it.
Yeah. I'm a Christmas baby, I am.
Oh, my missus 28th, just after. So it's a Christmas present and a birthday present the same month.
Yeah.
But I just buy her the one thing.
Mine's just after, so.
I just buy her the one thing. I can't be bothered getting present and Christmas present and birthday present like that. Yeah. I'm just chillaxing now. I'm ready for the off. My missus gonna get her hair done, so I'm fucking ready for the Ollie Bobs.
Oh, you off to Spain, yeah?
No cruise.
Oh, on the cruise. Nice.
Yeah, we're driving down to Southampton later on now. Gonna pick my sister and a partner up and off we go.
Yeah.
Just dropped the dog in the kennel now for a couple of weeks, so.
Yeah, my sister-in-law's just got back from a short cruise.
Yeah.
And she said that they really enjoyed it. Her and my niece went, so her and her daughter went, and yeah, she said it was excellent. Like,
yeah, morning at that. Yeah, I, you know, I'm not terrified of flying, but I fucking, you know, I do get the fucking willies, you know, when I'm going by flight. So the last load of holidays I've had, I've been on driving down to Southampton, on jumping on a fucking ship. That's the way forward for me because I fucking hate flying. I'm in fucking pieces when I'm in the air.
Yeah, I get the same, but the more I've flown, I've got a bit used to it, but
yeah,
not used to it enough not to be nervous. I'm always really nervous until I get off and feet on solid ground the other side.
Yeah, I'm the same. And it cost me a fucking fortune because I got to pay extra leg room I want all the time, you know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you fucking scrunched up like you've been squashed up in fucking seats. You know what I mean? I had this woman once. She was only about fucking 4'6", right? And she I didn't have leg room. And I was sat behind her, and she dropped her seat back. You know?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. So I shoved it back up. She dropped it again. I shoved it back up. And I told her, "Hey, look at you. What do you want to fucking lie back for? You're a fucking dwarf, really. You know, you're tiny, like, you know." Fucking hell, she's cramping. So she got the message in the end and kept her fucking seat up.
Yeah.
A fucking nuisance when they drop her seats back like that.
Yeah. All the sort of flights I've been on have been like EasyJet, so the seats it's only the extra legroom seats that really recline. They recline about an inch on EasyJet flights.
Yeah.
Morning, Daniel.
Yeah. So you know, we go into my brother-in-law's now because he lives in Crete, so it's a free holiday. So that's the only time I'll fly. You know, because it's a fucking free holiday for us. But I say it's 4 hours. I think it's 4.5 hours, something like that. But I pay an extra good few extra £100 for leg room, you know.
Yeah.
Because I can't it's fucking crazy, man. You're all scrunched up the fuck, you know. So I can't fucking fly unless I got my fucking legs, because my knees will lock up the fuck, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, so I've been enjoying your shorts ministry, you know what I mean? Some good ones coming out there.
Oh, so a bit different. Something a bit different. Not just Chuck, you know, something a bit different.
Yeah, I love the old West Country accent coming in there, you know.
The only thing is, now I've done it, any other accent I try to do comes out West Country, so I'm fucked now.
You'll be doing that when you work in American one, yeah. A West Country Yank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been getting some, I don't know how the people that are in them feel about them, but I've been getting good feedback.
Yeah.
And probably a bit of negative, but like I said to someone yesterday, someone said, "Oh, the videos about Steve are brutal," and I said, "Well, you shouldn't poke a sleeping bear. You know, you can get bitten if you keep poking.
He asks for it. Yeah, he does ask for it.
You're going to get bitten. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely,
know?
He does ask for him, doesn't he? You know.
Oh yeah. Oh, he knows what he's doing.
Oh,
he was in. I was in there as well watching YouTube Asylum the other day's live. And Steve was in there, and after all that Steve's been saying about him and his late partner and everything, Steve was in his chat, and all you could see of Steve was his feet hanging out of Rob's ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was all, Rob this and oh, fuck off, Steve. You're so transparent. You know, it's unbelievable. You know,
he's only doing it to try and make himself relevant, you know, because people fucking don't bother with him.
Yeah.
I don't understand him and fucking know. Well, I listened to Gamer and NBCK going at it the other day. Fucking hell, I thought, oh, they've really had a falling out, yeah. The fucking way NBC was calling him all the bastards going. I was having a little giggle in the background there, you know.
Yeah. No, Gamer said something on his live yesterday about, they're all right sort of thing. But yeah, I think it'll carry on. Anytime they have a tinny together, it'll be brought up and fucking end up with a row for the next 6 months. You know what I mean?
I just don't understand. And I know it's talked about for 2 days on Society's channel, but I just don't see. He can't see where he's going wrong, like what he's doing wrong. He's a fucking pleb, you know. Fucking hell, and the other pisshead with him, I fucking hell, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, I jumped on Torb yesterday, and he asked me for my honest opinion on it, and I said, I think they were out of order. Approaching people that were obviously out on a posh night out. They were all dressed extremely smart.
Yeah.
And that, he sort of asked about, the percentage of Gamer getting shit over NBCK. And I said, well, Gamer's more of a face. He's more well known, a lot more well known than Natural, So obviously people are going to go for Gamer more than they are Natural, aren't they? Because, it's going for him is going to get you a bit more cred, I suppose. If you're that way inclined. And I've made a couple of little videos about, saying precious and donate for booze and whatnot. But that's just me having a giggle after his night of donations, and then the next night he's at his fucking cousin's lashed up on God knows what. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a smack in the face.
I thought I'd give Gamer a chance, but he's a fucking vile fucker, and so is the other fucking clown that pissed with him. They're vile, I thought the coppers would have done them, to be honest, because they were fucking. They seemed to be alarmed and distressed, those fucking girls, you know what I mean? So they could have done them for Section 5, which they should have done, in my opinion. Because a pair of pissheads like that on the town, lucky somebody's going to fill them in one day, right? Give them a good fucking see into this stupid pair of fucking idiots.
Yeah, there was no need for
vile bastards.
Even if they are stood there with their phones out, whatever, recording, there's no need for insults to them people on their night out.
No.
Even if they say, "Oh, can you, why are you filming me?" There's no need for insults. Just say, "Oh, yeah, I'm filming in a public place, not specifically filming you." Sorry, and they would have just carried on. But as it was, Gamer and Natural started fucking flapping their gums, and
Well, NBC come on I think it was yesterday and or the day before, I can't remember. And he was saying after that event, when he was pissed up on the night on Jamie's, and he said, "Oh, it's my job to do it. I go out deliberately to get fucking arrested so I can put a claim in." He said it. Everybody heard him. Then the following night, he come on and said, "Oh, I never said that. I never said that." You fucking did, you pleb.
It's recorded. It's out there. It's recorded.
Yeah. It's funny how we took all his lives down as well.
Who took him down?
I think Natural took all his lives down.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm sub to Natural, to be honest.
No, I'm not, but they said it on Jamie's channel. He said it. Somebody asked him why he's always sticking all his lives down. But, I'm surprised, nobody's fucking clipped it and fucking sent it to the police saying he was bragging. Do you know how much? And he was telling the cop, I couldn't believe that when they were there. Like, he told the cop, "Do you know how much I've been to fucking suing the police for $100,000? I thought, yeah, you fucking, that's the way. Tell him everything.
Yeah. Yeah, bonkers, to be honest, bonkers. I sort of, didn't really see a lot of it until the next day, because obviously I'll have a quick look at Jamie's, but The time of night it is, unless I'm staying up a few hours. That's sort of the time I settle down to watch a bit of Netflix and that, 9, 10 o'clock sort of thing.
Yeah.
Morning, Porthos.
Morning, Porthos, cat sniffer. Morning, Wolfman. Morning, cheeky chaps, buddy. Mr. BB. Morning, boys. Yeah, I mean, I can't, obviously they do it in the right area. Somebody is going to batter the fuck out of him one day. You won't just be able to punch up some little guy.
Well, let's put it this way. They've gone to city centre, probably, even though it was lads and lasses, probably the gay area, them both being wafters and everything. But you won't see them go into the suburbs down to fucking, Biker or fucking Benwell or somewhere, sitting outside the pub showing off, because you wouldn't see them again.
Yeah.
They just disappear. You don't see them going to the suburb pubs. It just wouldn't be told. Well, they wouldn't drink in the suburb pubs in Newcastle, being from Sunderland. They wouldn't. It's a simple. They'd get filled in straight away.
I had to laugh at Gamer, when he blurts out, this public sections, whatever it is, and just out 1972, I do this for a living, I get paid for this. I thought, you fucking whelp. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, it's a mad one, but it takes all sorts, doesn't it? I personally wouldn't go out shoving my camera in, door staff and pub bar punters.
He's got an habit of labeling people, without any evidence. Like he called that young fella, because he had a nice suit, a fancy suit on. He called him a bum boy. I remember the time he labelled that fella a nonce who was sitting in court.
In court, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he said, it was the way he was looking, the way he was dressed. No, Gamer, if you're in court, you go dressed with fucking sensible clothes on to make a good impression on the magistrate, to show you're making an effort. You don't go in with half a can of special brew in your shirt pocket.
Yeah.
And half the fucking tab hanging out your mouth, fucking shouting obscenities.
No, well, it's a beautiful morning again. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Fucking seagulls are a nuisance. Get on, fuck off. After my bird feed, I put some, I had some sweet corn left. I made a tuna mayo and sweet corn sandwiches. We've emptied the fridge out now, so I can put the rest of the sweet corn out in the feeder. So
yeah,
fucking gulls are coming down.
Oh, buggers.
Like you see up in the valleys, you see fucking jackdaws everywhere, but it's the same down there. There's fucking seagulls everywhere, you know what I
mean? Yeah, my missus was, last time we went to Butlins, which is a while ago, my missus was fuming, because it didn't take me long to train a seagull to tap on the patio door for food.
Yeah.
We were there for like 3-4 nights, I think.
Yeah.
By the first morning of being there, so we'd been there all day and all night. But by the first morning, the seagull was tapping on the fucking window for food. So and there's signs everywhere: don't feed the seagulls.
Oh, once they know you're getting fed, they're back there all the time.
Yeah. Oh, people obviously do, because it already knew. You know what I mean? It knew if I was going to chuck it a biscuit out, there was more coming.
They're such greedy bastards when, people go and feed the swans and the ducks down the lake in the morning,
Yeah.
And there's not a fucking gull about, but give it a minute. The bread doesn't touch the water. They fucking swoop in from everywhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how bad they are. I love that one. You see that video on YouTube, that fella, I think it was in Tembe. He just bought a fucking pasty. And they were
taking off him.
They're all watching him, and he's on a fucking pillar on the side of the road. He's watching this guy, and the next thing, whoomp, down, Fast he gone. Straight out of his hand.
Morning, then.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. I have no idea what you were talking about. I just saw the link and thought I'd pop on and say good morning.
Yeah,
we're talking about seagulls.
Yeah, seagulls, and we were chatting about some. I won't say auditors because they're not really, but getting in trouble for shoving cameras in party goers' faces and stuff. Get out of order, you
come
know.
on down, Nutter boy. Come on
order.
down. You'll have a welcome to Nutter. Come down to Temby.
I got doxxed last night on another community. Yeah.
Who doxed you?
Someone who knows me in real life inadvertently, like just it was just, you know, like these shit storms, like it just opens up a can of worms. So their Facebook got exposed, which because I was on their friends, then they saw me. Then my name got put out there.
Wow.
Oh dear. It's not fucking good. It's not good. I've been doxed, but you know, I sort of I've always put myself out there anyway, so it really didn't make a difference to me. But some people, well, everyone's entitled to their anonymity, you know.
Well, especially in my case, I'm actually in a refuge at the moment in police custody, so I can't. It's actually really, really dodgy for me.
Yeah, that's not good. Not good.
No. Like if it wasn't for the case, it wouldn't be a problem for me, because I ain't got nothing to hide. But like,
apart from where you are, that's all, you know.
I'm in a secret location, so for me that was just obviously really, really dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be worrying.
Yep. But it's weird, isn't it? Like when this happens, like so I've unsubbed from the whole community that it's happened in, and it's funny. Like the first thing you want to do is get back on another stream.
Oh no, it's addictive. I'm 100% addicted to YouTube.
Yeah.
It's really the only sort of social media I use now. I'll sell things on Facebook, but that's about it.
Yeah. Facebook, like even TikTok and Twitch, I find really boring.
I haven't got them on my phone.
Yeah. Discord, that's shit.
I can't work that. I don't understand it.
I can't either. Yeah, so sorry, I've lost your flow now about seagulls.
Yeah, that's all right.
No, I was only jumping around talking about different things. It was nothing solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm quite lucky, really. I don't have too many enemies, so should be all right.
Yeah, you should be. You know, just like stay away from the ones that, you know.
Respect, Wolfman. Respect, brother.
You know, they're gonna have a pick. You know that you have been doxed, and you know people that are gonna have a little pick at you. Just stay away from them.
Yeah. I think what some people don't realise is they'll keep going back to the same community right when it's happened.
Yeah.
Which is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when it's fresh.
Yeah.
Minister, you've seen Andrew about lately? I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, he came in my chat the other day. I don't know if he's watching this morning, but he came in the other day because I'd removed all my mods, and he came in and when we spanner, so I'll give him a spanner back, and he was in the chat all day, all evening. But I haven't seen him since, and I had the other night I had a wobbler, didn't I? Because the mods were just going fucking hammer and tongs, and it was disrupting everything. So I took every spanner away the other night, so I'm slowly putting them back.
Yeah.
The thing is, when they hide the most.
There's a Dalek. Where's the Dalek?
Is my mic going through?
Yeah, it's gone all funny. Yeah,
Exterminate.
you got none.
Any thoughts on the pup now, Ministry, or a dog or whatever? Rescue or?
I emailed Forest Rescue yesterday, which are north. It's called Forest Rescue, but it's outside the Forest of Dean. It's up by Stourport on 7. I sent them an email inquiring about a 9-month-old lurcher bitch that has been out once and has been returned for reassessment.
Right.
So I've inquired about her, and I've also inquired about 5-year-old greyhound bitch. We're at the same place, but I haven't heard anything yet. I emailed them yesterday morning. I haven't heard anything. And I was on Facebook yesterday, and they put a post up with the greyhound that I'm interested in, the 5-year-old greyhound, in a paddling pool playing. So I put a comment in capitals. I've emailed you about this dog, because they were pushing the whole sob story shit.
Yeah.
And I put all capitals. I've emailed you about this and another dog. Please reply, sort of thing. Right then.
Hello, is that a bit better?
Yeah, that's better.
Optical is asking you, Ministry, is that with Nikki Norman?
I'm not sure, Optical. All I know is it's Forest Rescue something. It's up by Stourport. I'm actually not too sure. I haven't looked too much into the administrators and that are, but I did email straight to the main email office, straight to the office, rather than contact them through Facebook and all that malarkey. I got in contact with them direct through the website. So, I said I'm prepared. I said I'm very experienced with sight hounds and and all that spiel. I'll go through any vet in any interview. I told them about my dog as well, to let them know that I've got a 13-year-old lurcher. He's very placid, missing his mother. Very good with other dogs.
Well,
up past Worcester, yeah.
I was interested. It was a French bulldog going back about 5 or 6 years ago. But this woman came to my house to vet the house and everything, and vet she went out the garden, look at the fences, and I got 6-foot panel fencing right around the garden, and she's looking on the garden, and then she'd come in asking me questions. Where do you work? What sort of money are you earning? What the fuck is that got to do with me adopting a dog? For fuck's sake.
Well, that's the thing. I don't work, so I've got time to take on a rescue and train it. That's what I've done all my life, is train dogs. That's what I've always had dogs, and I always train my own dogs. So it's something I'm very comfortable with, the same as you, Ty. Especially having hard-headed breeds, you've got to know how to handle some. You take the softly approach, and others that are hard-headed. I'm not saying beat them, but you have to use stern voice, shall I say? Stern voice, and they understand that. There's no, they understand that. Hard-headed dogs.
It can be like walking around with a loaded gun with a dog that's.
Yeah. It's never interested me, honestly, to have like a pit bull or anything that was that type of dog. It's never interested me in that. I've always had working dogs all my life growing up. Lurchers, terriers, and now I'm left with a spaniel.
Yeah, I've had a staff and a couple of.
I had a staff years ago.
Terriers with a bit of staff.
To me, staffies are the best house dog you can have, best pet you can ever get. A staffy, in my opinion. You know,
Yeah,
they're
great.
fantastic.
Actually,
Brilliant.
pit bulls are as well. A friend of mine's got a pit bull, and it's a lovely dog.
Yeah, it's right what everybody says, you know, no bad dogs, just bad owners. But I've
That's
never
true.
wanted. I think what it is today, it with these pit bulls, with young fellas, you know, it's more of an image dog. You know, look at me, look what I got. You know, it's not so much having a
Yeah.
pet. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a pup, but you know, I'm fully prepared to take on a rescue now.
Yours, Will? Well, I guess, yeah.
The problem with rescue dogs is that you
Thought it
just
was
don't
JJ,
know.
but JJ's a Cockney and I'm Welsh.
I've just moved away from North Wales.
Oh, nice. I do like North Wales. I've only been up there once, but
Oh, it's beautiful countryside. Beautiful countryside. Especially Snowdonia, around Snowdonia.
Yeah, that's
you
where
know.
I was. Yeah.
Anglesey, beautiful.
I was living near
McCuntliffe,
Portmaddock.
Llandudno.
Yeah, Llandudno. I was
St. Porthos.
right next to Mount Clift.
Yeah.
Oh, from the
Clift.
face, okay, you'll say.
Clift.
Yeah, I know. I haven't been up that far, but I know where it is. Furthest I've been is Barmouth, so southern boundary of the Snowdonia National Park.
Yeah. That's on my bucket list. That is, I want to walk up the Watkin path from the street to the top of Snowdon. It's the longest and hardest path to travel, but it's fucking stunning.
Yeah.
I used to see so many helicopters going over there.
Yeah, that's the one that people. Yeah, that's the one that people fall off, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Watkins Pass. That's the one
if you walk the Watkins Path, if you look at it on YouTube or anything like that, they got some beautiful waterfalls, and if it's a hot day, they look like infinity pools just filled up, you know, from the waterfalls, and people are swimming in them. It's beautiful.
Everyone's given the secret away on Instagram now, so you're getting these hordes of tourists all wanting to go to the infinity pool at the top.
Yeah. It's beautiful up there. So I got to walk that when I get my act together.
I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna have to mute a minute. I just had a text from about 8 feet away asking for me to make a cup of tea. So I got to make my missus a cup of tea.
I'm gonna do the same. So I'm gonna pop off and make a cup of myself now as well at the same time. Then.
Good morning, Matter. No, he always streams so early, doesn't he? I keep missing him.
Yeah. If you want to pop off as well, Nin, and not be on your own, that's fine.
Okay.
Or mute yourself. It's up to you. Or talk, but yeah, I'm gonna cut the kettle on.
Or just hijack your show.
Yeah.
Recite some poetry. I wandered lonely as a cloud, and I don't know the rest of the poem. All right, Porthos, I will spare you poetry. Stuffy was left on the street in Ireland, had such a fear of fire, so nervous, but an amazing animal, so loving and protect. Yeah, oh, that's really sad. Bless.
I'm back for a second.
What some people do to animals.
Yeah, I'm back for a second till the kettle clicks. Yeah, I read that comment from Optical. With rescues, you don't really know a lot of their history, do you? But You know, the two I've inquired about. One's obviously a 9-month-old pup and has been returned. She's probably too boisterous, maybe a little nippy, which is something I can deal with. And the other one is a 5-year-old ex-racing greyhound bitch. And the videos of her, she is so friendly. And I think she's been returned. So I'm presuming it's people that work that have caged them. You know, and the dogs obviously are going from a kennels to somewhere they don't expect to be, you know, put in a cage. But some dogs are used to it, aren't they? You know, if you bring them up, I've got no problem with cage training puppies, you know.
I had a rescue dog that was a lab, and he'd worked his whole life on a farm, lived outside in a barn, and when he was 11, the farmer gave him to a rescue centre.
That's
After
terrible.
he'd worked his whole life, yeah. So when he came with me, he had his own sofa, and he had like a proper meat diet instead of just dried kibble. He had the life of Riley for his last few years.
Yeah, my dogs are all well spoilt, to be honest.
Yeah.
Morning, Rob. Yeah, they people do chastise me on here for for buying my dog his own fucking Maryland cookies and stuff, but I treat my dogs, you know, they eat what I eat, and they all seem to live long, healthy lives. So I'm not doing too bad. Not doing too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a little toy breed now. She's a pug, Lhasa Apso, and she's 10. I've had her since pup. But you got to get a dog that you can control. You know, that's why I got a toy breed.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty good with like I said, I've had a couple of I've had a staff and I've had a few with bulling, and I like bull breeds, but yeah, I'm not really a keeper of bull breeds. It's always been, I'm like Ty, it's always been working breeds. So whippets, lurchers, terriers. Lurchers are usually fine as long as they haven't got too much Saluki in them. But you know, I've worked with some hard-headed dogs. Whippets can be extremely stubborn. You know, they look meek and mild, as if they wouldn't hurt a fly, but they can be extremely headstrong. So you know, even with a small dog like that, a whippet, you've got to be the alpha.
Yeah. I mean, even with a lab, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
the working breeds, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I was working with a mate a month or two ago and met some Welsh fox Labradors, which is a certain. They're not different. They're not a different breed of Labrador, but they're just called Welsh fox because they throw fox red colour, and generally the bitches are a little bit small.
right.
Which some people really like, and they were the nicest labs I've ever met, ever. They were absolutely stunning. And the fox red dog was twice the size of his litter sister, same litter, and he was an absolute giant, head like a mastiff on a Labrador, you know what I mean? But really fit, muscular, stunning dog, absolutely stunning dog.
Yeah. It's funny though how many people will get a dog that they can't control, and you see them out walking, and the dog's walking the owner, and like they'll have kids running in one direction, the dog's running in the other direction, and the dog's just got no discipline.
Yeah. It's sad to say, you know. The dog's all right now, little terrier. I was walking my dogs one morning, saw a woman coming the opposite direction, said good morning. I went one way, she went the other with her elderly terrier. About 20 seconds later, I could hear all this screaming and commotion. Turned around, and staff and German Shepherd had hold of this woman's terrier. So I ran over, tied my dogs to the fence, and
Oh my
just
God.
dived straight in. The bloke whose dogs they were was just in a right old flap trying to get the German Shepherd away, while
Yeah.
the staff was trying to rip the guts out of this Jack Russell. So I quickly had to intervene, fucking covered in blood. Didn't have any thoughts about jumping in. I jumped straight in.
Yeah.
Knew how to get the bull terrier off virtually instantly. It was locked on, but you know, a good
Because I've heard.
a good pinch in the throat and a thumb in the eye, and it soon let go. So
Fucking hell.
yeah, not very nice. Not very nice. But yeah, I'm not sort of you know, dogs won't sense any fear in me, no matter what size of dog, or I never show any sort of dog any fear.
Yeah.
But there is one guy at the moment that's causing trouble. He's got a pit bull cross, I think, and there's an elderly lady lives up the lane just next to mine.
Yeah.
And his dog has attacked hers twice. Been to the vets once with it. And this is without other attacks this dog's done, and she's reported it. And he walked past the other day, and it was his dog was trying to grab hers through the fence, and hers is an elderly terrier, and she was like, "Oh, you need more control on that dog," and all she got was a tirade of abuse from him. So I think he's probably going to end up having his dog taken off him by the police, and then I think someone will punch him in the face.
I'm probably going to sound
It's not the
really
dog's
racist.
fault, you know. It's his attitude is rubbed off on his dog, and
Yep. Yeah, they pick up on it. I'm probably going to sound really racist in this, but I've just moved to a high ethnic minorities area, right? And my dog, she's a little fluffy pug, but the amount of people who are scared of her who are foreign, it's like a lot of these
yeah,
minorities, it's like part of their culture. They're just really scared of dogs.
yeah.
And she's like
Some
this little
cultures don't
fluffy
believe
pug.
in yeah. Some cultures don't believe in keeping dogs, do they? Like we do,
No,
you know.
no, loads of people here are really scared of her. Weird.
I'm gonna have to mute a minute. The kettle's clicked, so I'll be back in a minute.
Wow, Kipper, that is an accident waiting to happen. There was not so long ago, I think it was down in London, gaped, just went on a rampage in it, and it mauled all these children in the park. And I think it was after that they changed the law, didn't they? So you can now be used the dog causes, I think now.
Hey, I'm back. Tea made. That's me. That's me. All right for half or 3/4 an hour before I've got to make more tea.
What was that about a racist dog?
Yeah, Paul.
That's
My mate's
funny.
dog was racist. He's like eating around a black man walking past.
Oh my god, that was embarrassing.
Morning, John.
You all right?
Yeah. Morning, fella.
How's it going?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Nice and chill this morning.
You're talking about nutty dogs?
Yeah. Vic and Bob.
Dear.
Vic
Where do I
and Bob,
start?
the Cray twins.
Oh my god.
That's terrible.
Two. Oh mate, they're the most stubborn dogs, and
Yeah.
especially Vic. You can't let him off the lead. Well, you can, but when there's other dogs about, he'll just go and fight.
Oh god.
So I don't. Yeah.
It's like even my
if they
little
can't-
toy dog. She's such a bully. Like, or any dog that's smaller than her, she'll be really nice, and then she'll just jump at him.
Yeah. I don't know what it is with my two. They're I think it's because they're litter brothers. You're not supposed to buy two litter brothers together. I've been told.
They'll always pack, and
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
they'll have a go at each other, but everyone else is a bigger enemy.
yeah. And if they start playing with another dog, one of them will start fighting with the brother. So
Yeah.
if Vic starts playing with another dog, Bob will get the ump and steam into Vic. So it's just
Oh.
they're not good around kids either. I've seen their ears prick up at little kids running. I absolutely shit myself.
That's morning, Nato.
Morning, mate. Hey, how we doing?
All good.
Hey, up Nutter. Morning, Nutter, bro.
Yeah,
Morning, John.
Yeah.
Morning, Nutter.
Hey,
Right,
Tyrone.
Good.
Tyrone, man.
How you doing, John?
All right, man. All good.
Can't see
All right,
names.
now.
Yeah, man.
It's John.
John, mate. Well, I can see you, John. I can see you, matey. There you go.
Hey up, Nana.
Got a head like man, you.
Oh, I know. Don't worry about the
ballies. Don't mess with the ballies.
Get the
Don't mess
furniture
with the
polish
ballies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pop up.
Yeah. With the old, you know, the Scotties and the Westies and Cairns and stuff, people forget their heritage, and it's living outdoors, protecting animals and hunting animals. So, you know, they can be fucking, well, like, you know, you own some, they can be savage and stubborn, very stubborn.
Yeah. My Vic is so stubborn. He's got no recall at all, really. Once he gets whiff of something, right,
Yep.
he's gone. I'm terrified he'll chase after a fox and he won't stop and run out in the road and all that. It's quite busy where I am. So,
yeah, that's just the natural instinct kicking in, and when it does, there's not a lot you can do to get recall, whatever dog it is.
Yeah, I think he's 4 now, and I think unless I was in an enclosed field. Go on, sorry.
That's why I went for a toy breed, because it's just, well, they're less trouble than a cat. She just sits there.
Yeah, I know.
All that stuff.
I don't know what happened with my two. Scotties are usually not massive, but the two we got, fucking, they're huge. They are. Vic is absolutely massive. He must
And they're
be
solid under all that fur.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, rinse them down and they look a bit different.
Yeah. Vic is, I think he's above 20 kilograms, but it's all solid muscle, you know. It's oh well, but I love him. They're lovable indoors. But sorry, go ahead.
I had to leave mine with sitters while I was moving house recently. So she spent about 3 weeks with sitters, and they didn't walk her, just fed her and fed her and fed her. She's like twice her body weight now.
Oh, that's cool. Overfeeding dog.
Especially in this heat.
Yeah, my boy's suffering in this heat, to be honest. But he is a fat old bugger. He's old and he's large for like.
Everything is suffering. You know, that's everything suffers in this heat. You know, it's not natural. Is it?
No, not built for.
All the animals suffer.
My cat lays out. Poppadom was out in the sun all day yesterday. She's black as well, just laid out there, didn't care.
Yeah. Well, not that I got a bloody black and white cat now lying on the tin roof of my shed now. So the shed's going to be piping hot, like, but he lays on it all day long, like, you know.
Well, you know what you want later on then, don't you? A bit of fried rice with that cat, some sauce.
you know why cats get away with it, don't you?
Because they're just nutters.
Yeah, they're nutters, but I'll give the spunkfish answer. It's the reptilian part of the brain! Big up, Spunky.
But no, your slug won't like this weather. No,
I know,
your slug won't like this weather.
It's only plastic, so it doesn't really matter.
Shh, don't give the secret away.
I've got some attacking stick insects there. I've been training them to give people splinters. You know what I mean?
You're branching out.
Yeah. I think one of your young'uns needs to invest in some sort of reptile that eats it, stick insects, nutter.
I thought we got
check.
I thought the edge up.
Morning, Pork Chop. Morning, Tobbs.
Me up, Tobbs.
Right, Lynn. Michelle. Pork Chop. Robert Lee.
That's what I call my dog, Pork Chop. My little pork chop.
My cat's called Poppadom.
That's cool.
Nice.
It's a nice name.
It is, man. I don't get a cat called Poppadom. You know, I don't get mixed up with anybody else's when I shout.
How many kids you got now?
4, 11,
Blimey.
13, 14, but 15 in about a week, and then 16.
Blimey.
No more. I've had the snip. Woof, sack that.
They're back at school now, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
I had it years ago, not that. Years ago.
I should have had it when I was 13, I reckon, me. You know what I mean? Just done with.
So are they nervous about going back to school? Were they all right?
No. Like you say, no, none of them. One of them's gone to college, so she wasn't really nervous. The other one's gone to a big school for the first time. He's not really bothered.
Oh, that's good.
Morning, Tob. See you, fella.
First thing he's going to say is, well, I.
Can you do star jumps for me?
No, not him then.
On the bike. Can you do some star jumps for me, Tob?
Well, can you do some star jumps? Well, listen, I was just starting to drive there, but I thought I was just going to listen in. But I thought, fuck it, let's get amongst it, man. What's happening, like?
You coming to get the slide, like Tobbs?
Huh?
You coming to get the slide?
Oh, I've got 19, me, not that. I've got 19, you know. No, 19.
Open the park. This one's a water slide.
Yeah, but I'm not supposed to come near you if I've got 19, bro.
I don't care what you got. I don't believe in it, so.
I don't believe in it neither. I don't believe in it neither, to be fair. But allegedly, apparently, whichever way you want to say it, I've got it.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying I've got the symptoms and all that. But this is how mad it is. Listen, this is how they contradict themselves, and I don't want to really go too much into it. But anyway, mentioning nice one for having us on. Morning, Ty. Morning, Nutter. I don't know who the lady is. Good morning.
Lynn.
Lynn,
Lynn,
hello.
good morning. Good morning, Lynn. And everyone in the chat. Well, yeah, so listen, when this 19th Fest came about and all that, it was highly contagious. You know, we know the story because we lived it. We all got locked down and all that, man. Kids couldn't go to school and this and that, man. And we're shutting this fan out and that. If you were out and you weren't doing your exercises and all that, man, you were taking liberties. However, listen, there's now a new variant of 19 coming out, and they're saying, right, when I go to the walking centre and all that, and not forgetting, right, if you had anything wrong with your lungs and all that, you were in an high risk group and all that, allegedly. You know, I goes to one walking centre and all that, and they say, oh yeah, you've got the symptoms and all that, but we're not testing you. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, you're just kind of fucking dicking yourselves, man, from the fucking when it first came out. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was highly fucking contagious. I thought it was like taking loads of us out and all that. Do you know what I mean? And now they're just saying, oh, we're just going to carry on like as normal. And I'm thinking, fucking lying bastards.
Yeah,
I think they know, you know. I don't think, you know, all the people who did like fucking comply. I think a lot of people will be not complying this time if they try any funky moves like that, you know.
I had an interesting conversation with someone who worked for the Citizens Advice Bureau yesterday and had worked for them for the last 20 years. And they were saying that since COVID, the whole thing's just basically come crashing down. And they think it might be getting phased out because there's so little money given to them now. And they think because after COVID, a lot of legal aid was stopped, wasn't it?
Listen to this. Do you know what they were saying to me the other day? I told them like what's wrong with me and that. No, you've got the symptoms of thingy and all that. I said, what it is? Have you got a test at home and all that to do? And I was like, well, I wouldn't do a test anyway. But I was like, no. And they're like, well, we don't really want you to go to the doctors unless you've had a test. So if you want to go to the chemist, and I'm thinking, I can't go to the doctors unless I've had it, but I'm all right to go to the chemist. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on, man? Do you know what I mean? I mean, you're putting it all there anyway, and that just had my head confused, to be fair. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, what's going on, doctor?
It's full of shit.
I had to have a vaccine for work, and I've lost so much muscle mass. I've not been the same since I had the vaccine.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? There's loads of people saying that they've had fucking with effects and that, haven't they? But listen, I didn't have no muscle mass to lose anyway, man. Like, I'm just like a backbone anyway on legs, mate. So I didn't have to worry about that.
With my eye. So there's a thing quite a few people are getting with your left eye turning inwards on its own. I've had it a few times.
Yeah, people's middle eyes, mate. I think people are waking up now anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so how many did you have? Like, Lynn, how many thingy jabbies did you have?
2. I was in Tesco's the other day and my eye, just like my left eye, just literally turned right inwards. And I couldn't move it back. And I had to walk around Tesco's with like my hand over my eye. It was horrible.
Oh, wow.
And I Googled it and it's a COVID vaccine thing. Loads of people who've had the vaccine have been getting
it. Okay.
It's a neurological thing, I think.
Yeah, there's loads of people who passed away around our way that fucking, you know, that were fucking fit and well.
It's Friday.
You know what I mean? Fit and well. And then all of a sudden they're like, not here no more.
Caution.
So yes, for you we come.
Can you,
you know what I mean?
Have you checked your batch, Lynn? Jill just put that in there.
Oh yeah, there's a website, isn't there, John, called Check My Batch.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, John. You can check it there.
Yeah, if you've got your thingy number.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll do that.
The batch number and all that, you can check it.
Right.
Yeah. My missus had to have C tests before she went in for her latest op, which was obviously clear. Then once she'd had the op and come out, she had to have another one to make sure she hadn't contracted C.
You know what I mean?
And then a week or so later, she developed the cough on that, but it was just because of a bit of infection. So they sent her out tests again just in case she'd contracted it.
Yeah, what's them tests, man?
You know what I mean? So they're worried about it being passed around and contracted within hospital big time. You know,
I done mint, mate. You know, when it all first kicked off, I done mint without getting tested and all that. And then Kingston was saying, oh, what did he say? Yeah, it's like a fucking blood thing that Africans get and that, man. Do you know what I mean? He was saying he had this thing and they had taken to the hospital, man. They were like, COVID test. I was like, no. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, no fucking way. But then I had no choice, man. Do you know, because I was caring for him and I had to take him to the hospital and that. So, oh, bastard, man. And then I'd got rushed into hospital as well. And then they started saying COVID test and all that, man. And I was saying, I'm not having COVID test. I said, I'm not having one. And they said, well, if you don't have one, then we're going to put you on the COVID ward with all the COVID patients. And I went, no, you're not, man. I didn't even want to come here anyway. It was only mouth phoning ambulances, man. You know what I mean? I didn't even want to come here. I said, no, you're not. I said, I'll tell myself out, mate. You know what I mean? And then they just kept us in that bed, man. And then I fucked off anyway about 2 hours later. I don't mint. Fucking no tests, no fuck all, mate. And then because of our Kingston, saying he had this fucking thing, but you can't even think what it's called. But yeah, apparently we're in for a new show anyway.
Yeah. Can't wait, can they? They can't wait, man, to fucking do all this shit again. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they reckon the next pandemic is coming from ticks. Not COVID.
It's just the next wave and the next stage of psychological conditioning.
Yeah.
So they're preparing us to be fucking locked in our houses when the shit hits the fan. They're preparing us to be fucking locked in and not complain about it when the shit hits the fan, even though, you know, if it does, most of us are going to cark it anyway from fucking radiation poisoning. So
listen, I've got to be honest with me, you know. I like that lockdown, me. I like that lockdown, me. I swear I don't. I liked it, me. I fucking listen. It's hard work for me to get out of bed on the fucking, you know, when I wake up and all that. Think, oh, fucking hell, got to face life again. I liked it. I didn't like fucking queuing at the shops and all that, like, because I'm an impatient bastard. But I like staying in.
It messed with me because I complied because I'll be honest, me and my missus bought into the whole health aspect side of it because obviously my missus has got lots of conditions, life-threatening conditions. I've got conditions as well. So we bought into it and had the first couple. And I've said this before, we had the first couple of jabs, but since then, the amount they've harassed us, we've sort of, it's like, no way, we're not having any more.
Did you have any side effects, Ministry?
A dead arm for 2 days.
Dead arm.
Oh, you had 4 jobs? Oh, you had 4 jobs?
That was it, Bob, a dead arm for 2 days. That's it. Nothing else.
What about you, Ty? Did you have any, have you been fucking bad with something like you haven't had before since you had them?
No.
You might have got the placebos, man. You might have been lucky, you.
But we've been refusing, you know.
I've had a lot of infections since I had mine.
Yeah, so what, and you didn't used to before that though, then? No.
Never.
You know what I mean?
I never got ill. I had a UTI, and then I had a breast infection.
Wow.
Yeah, and both were really bad. I was on intravenous antibiotics for it.
Yeah, that's bad, yeah.
And then I got sent home and I was on the strongest antibiotics you can get for about 6 months.
Wow.
And then I stopped taking them because they were making me so ill. And I eventually healed naturally.
Yeah, I won't be, if there's any sort of lockdown coming, I will not be complying in the fucking slightest. I'm going to do exactly what I want. I got my excuses to exercise, and I just don't really care anyway. I'm not going to comply. What can they do?
Yeah.
Fine, I'm not going to pay. Give me a fine. I'm not in a position to pay.
Listen, do you know what my predictions? My predictions. You know what my prediction is, right? Listen, they want every cunt's money, right? Don't they? Get Christmas out the way, mate. I don't think there's any lockdown coming before Christmas. They want everyone's money, man. They're saying that people can shop at home and all that now, though. But I'd say I'd be surprised if it comes before Crimbo. But I think it's definitely incoming. Recorded delivery and all that special delivery. Yeah, definitely, man.
You know what? Recently, they've had all this being filtered into the news as a new strain. Then you've got all the universal credit stuff.
Morning, mate.
Coming.
Yeah, I agree, Joe.
For people like who are claiming, and then they've started on with the schools that got fucking dodgy concrete.
Well, listen, I know, I get you. Well, listen to this, right? I'm going to shop this in the mix for you, see what you think of this. Well, gets up this morning, and Mel's got that fucking GMTV on, but she's got it on, like, mute, right? And there's a thing going across the screen, right? And it's saying that what it is, that they want to ban, right, in England, they want to ban people, girls and all that, lasses, wearing bikinis and all that on the beach, right? So I'm saying this, right? Straight away, my first thought went to this. Is it a coincidence that we've got loads of these hotels, man, getting filled with all these people, like Muslims and all that? I don't want to say the word, but you know what I mean? And they're trying to send it in to think fucking thingy, man.
No, it's not a coincidence. I'll tell you the main reason, but once I've dealt with ministries, he's not paying a fine routine. You will be paying your fine, or you'll be getting punished for not paying your fine, because everybody just accepted all these prime ministers and MPs paying fines when the Supreme Court said they were unlawful fines. And you're clappy, get your fines paid, you big rich bastards, but it doesn't make a difference, because that means that we'll all be paying these unlawful fines next time, because the top of the tree just fucking paid it. You all clapped it, the mainstream media said that's great. So the next run of fines that are unlawful, they're now lawful, because mad thing within law called legal precedent. And the legal precedent's now been set that you're paying your fine. If you didn't pay your fine, you know what happens. You'll get community service. You didn't do community service, you'll get a supervised attendance order. You don't do the supervised attendance order, they'll ran 9 months up your arse.
Yeah, well, listen, a lot of them fines got overturned, like Live Free and all them. And not just Live Free, out this community and all that. There was a lot of people were saying not paying them. And they got cancelled, you know.
But yes, the Supreme Court said they were unlawful. So anybody who didn't pay it didn't have to pay it. But after that, when the mainstream media told you to go bite Boris, they all paid fines, didn't they? Yes. Go on. Right, so the legal precedent now is not it's unlawful. The legal precedent set by the Prime Minister or the MPs that you're clapped that had to pay a fine is now legal and lawful, isn't it? So when they give us fines next time, they're going to expect them to be paid, motherfuckers. And if you don't pay them, you know what happens if you don't pay your fine, Torbs? They give you community service. If you don't do because they can't jail you for not doing community service, right? So they again change your community service when you breach that by not complying, and they give you a supervised attendance order. Same thing, different words, but they can jail you for breaching a supervised attendance order up to 9 months, I believe.
Go on. So what you're saying about this, saying that they don't want like people wearing bikinis and all that in Britain?
Well, it's called Crislam. It's called Crislam. And everybody's heard of Crislam. Well, no, because they've been pushing Crislam for over a decade. Why do you think you have Muslim courts, Sharia law in this country right now? Why do you think some people like joiners have to get permission in order to trade within the community? That's Sharia law, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah, Jojo, that's the one I was looking for from the law.
Yeah. So that's Crislam, and you've heard people talk about Crislam, a merging of between Christianity and Islam, no? Integration, you know. But
same religion, different fucking
context.
just a different perspective. Same religion, just
still Abrahamic. Yeah, 100%.
Abrahamic religion.
I mean, where I am at the moment is like for people who are escaping domestic abuse, and it is all Muslims here, which tells you a lot about their culture.
Is it a train station?
Are bikinis banned in Britain?
I don't know. But I mean, doesn't that tell you something about their culture?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's better.
Yes.
I wouldn't say it's worse. I just say it's different. We've got many things in our culture that's just as barbaric.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're taking over, you know. Taking over. And now we're accepting it. I bet that. You know what I mean?
Capital punishment, is it? In the context of time, it's not long ago we were still hanging.
Well, yeah, chuckle with it.
I agree with capital punishment, though. Part of the reason why this country's went to shit is because we took it away for every crime.
It depends for me, Jojo. It depends on what, like for fucking sex cases and all that. Yeah.
It's got to be a definite. Guilt.
I don't know, like drug.
And there's a system that you can use to achieve that definite, or to limit the chances of not being definite. You know what I mean? You know, there is systems you can do, but you'll never be 100%. But you don't need to be 100%. To be fair, I'm happy with 95% hit rate. Collateral damage, innit? It's a war against. For the crimes, right? Like rape and paedophilia.
Yeah, all day
long. It's a war against that, and you will get some collateral damage in every war. But that's why you should also have like these other systems in place for false accusers to get the same time as who they're accusing would have got. You put that in place, and that'll limit the stress points of where those margins, for lack of a better word, sounds terrible when you talk about it like that, yeah? But it'll limit the possibility for those mistakes to be made. Wouldn't you agree? Or if you disagree, that's fine. You can let me know. You know?
I think they've got a law like that in Saudi. They've got some really weird laws. Like, so say if I murdered someone in your family, you'd be able to choose between having a lump sum payment or having me sent to be beheaded.
You've cut off there, whoever that was talking.
Hey, Jojo, I don't believe it should be that for fucking everyone.
Yeah, I can hear 2 seconds, stop. I can hear you now. We go as far as lump sum or, right. And then it went.
Right. So say if I murdered someone in your family, you could choose between having a lump sum or me being beheaded.
Seems fair.
Yeah. It seems fair.
It does. You either get the weight off your mind because their head goes, or you get a weight in gold.
Yeah, so listen then, Jojo. It's all right. I think most of us, if not all of us, would agree that, you know, sex cases and all that, man, and fucking kitty murders and all that, yeah, fucking take their lives.
Yeah, but that's why I said some crimes.
Yeah.
By removing corporal punishment for all crimes, it made this country a bit shit, because these other crimes that really should have corporal punishment, there's no fear for these people. These type of people that are doing that shit, it's all about taking the power, right? So they have no fear because they believe they're taking everybody's power.
So what about this scenario then? What about drug dealer on one corner is selling, and drug dealer on the other corner wants to fucking put a stop to him, and one of them ends up, you know, they end up having a scuffle or whatever, and one ends up losing a life. Should that drug dealer? And when I say drug dealer, I mean cannabis, not smack and all that. I mean,
it makes no difference. You know, murder's murder. You can't turn around and say, well, it's a cannabis dealer want to take on somebody and he murders them. That's like saying, like the government does the news, saying, you're an informant, I'm going to rat you out for being an informant, you're allowed to murder me and get away with it. Because that's what it is right now. Does that make it sound good, guys? Nah. So why is 2 drug dealers any different? Because that's what they do. One drug dealer will be the informant, Torbs, and we want to take over. You know, it is what it is. If you want to put a context that works, though, right, I would suggest two normal guys get in a fight, one of them dies. Should he be getting done for murder? No, he shouldn't. No. Aye. You know, that's too engaging in a certain thing.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's still actually legal. So if you and another person want to have a fight, you're allowed to. It's not assault if you both agree to
you'll
it.
still be charged. You'll still be charged. I know guys that have punched one guy once, and true life story, punched the guy was trying to rob him, fuck you, crack, hit him that hard, knocked him out, standing up, as he went down, he'd hit the curb, gone. Guy still was charged, still got charged, still had
Here's
to go to
another
court.
scenario for you, Jojo. Here's another scenario for you, right? What if, say, someone was on the estate and there was a sex case, the fucking 100% fact, and then somebody else off the estate ended up taking that person's life, the sex case's life? Should the person who's took the nonce's life be young?
There's such a thing where it's seemingly it's against the law to be a vigilante, and what you're talking about there is vigilantism. The reason why the definition of vigilante, though, right, is someone who corrects the wrongs the police and government cannot. Right, and the reason why the police and the government can't correct them is because they took away the forms that they could. So that's why vigilantism actually gets perceived as a bad thing, but it's only because it's ridiculing the government and the police and showing them how inept they actually are.
Yeah, man, right.
Yeah.
So,
and it's funny these days, the one thing that pedos are scared of is violence.
The vigilantes. Yeah. They're not scared of the coppers, they're not scared of the guards.
Yeah.
They're scared of us because
they
know what they deserve. And even on protection, you get protection, free protection. Even when they're on protection and pedos, there's always somebody there that's maybe an informant who's on protection too, and they'll be targeting them too.
I know someone who used to work in a prison kitchen, and so their meals are prepared by prisoners. They don't get to eat anything nice. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
No, the hunting groups are relentless, and they do the job that the police can't be fucking bothered to be honest.
Well, the police originally the police thanked the hunting groups for their information because they didn't have to do nothing. Then what happened was they started catching too many. That's what happened. They made a purpose-built jail for them in Scotland, right? And it's full to the fucking brim. It's that overcrowded. Yeah, you've got beasts on Gen Pop and HMP Edinburgh, Stockton. They're in Gen Pop. They're in the Blues. They just didn't get let out at the same time as everybody else because there's that fucking many. That's why the police are not happy. It's not because you're doing the job for them because they enjoyed that, right? It's now because there's too many in the system. It's now showing the inherent failures that these fuckers have been orchestrated over for decades.
You know the dark web was set up by the CIA?
You know the dark web wasn't set up by anybody. The dark web is just a natural consequence of the interwebs.
So they did a disclosure. No. They set it up, right? Do you think that some of these really, really big paedophile rings are actually put out there by the government?
What do you think PI is? Paedophile Information Exchange. It was set up by the government in the UK, supposedly to understand paedophiles, and then all of a sudden it was getting used for well, no, PI, Paedophile Information Exchange, was set up so the government could, understand the problem. But all that happened was all these paedophiles on the government website started utilising it to share material. Google it. Harriet Harman, PI. It doesn't make a difference.
It's got a load of
yeah, man.
Yeah, no worries.
Look at it this way, right? They're everywhere.
Easy.
Nice one, John.
See you later.
They're everywhere. They're in your street right now. They're in your school. They're in all your universities. They're in all your police stations, all your hospitals, all your fire stations. There is no fucking difference when it comes to demographics for these fuckers is what it was for football casuals. 30% of all the population. Fact.
And they seem to almost leave the lower level pedos who are exposed online and their videos are out there, pictures of their face. They don't jump on them, which makes me think that it's coming from a higher source. You know, they keep saying, "Oh, we're keeping them under surveillance," but they never bust any of the big big hidden ones.
What I know they do
Well, that's
here.
just a straight red card, you fucking melty foul-mouthed chunt. Now go and remove yourself from your nana's anus.
Yay! Straight red card for someone.
What did I say?
They said we seem to know a lot about pedos or something, so we must be pedos or something.
Right. Okay.
I like the logic.
That's good. I just remember the government getting slated for helping facilitate paedophilia. I remember that. That's what I remember Pi for, paedophile information exchange. I found it fucking astonishing that such inept behaviour would be tolerated. Never mind, tried to be re-replicated somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I like the fact, and another thing I remember specifically that stuck in my mind about this freaky ass shit and how much the government didn't really give a flying fuck is that they did bust a ring up in Newcastle, Durham area, I believe, a couple of years back, didn't they? And they had changed the rules of engagement and what they can do in order to do that. And what they did was they hired a convicted paedophile to go to a paedophile party and gather information, intelligence on such said Wiccan. But £40,000 to pay them. But I'm going to suggest that paedophile partook in paedophilic things whilst at the party. Because if anybody was at a cocaine party or like any type of party, yeah, and they didn't partake in anything, you'd be like, what are you here for? Wouldn't you?
Exactly.
So that's the rules they changed. In the same rule sets, right, whilst they're now telling you, oh, it's a big problem, your kids are getting stabbed at school, they also changed the rules so that they can use your 13-year-old child as an undercover sting operation with or without your permission or knowledge. And the county lines problems. Why do you think your kids are getting stabbed at school if it's not because the government's used them as pawns? And it's the same legislation that allows them to hire paedophiles to catch paedophiles. I don't know if that's good or no. I'll leave that for you to decide. I don't know that much about it. I just think it's a bit weird. That's why it sticks in my mind.
Very strange.
I think it's starting to get a little bit of a scam now with the police as well, because a lot of police who are in that department will take early retirement because of the trauma of having to go through the evidence. And I've worked with a couple who have retired from that department, and both of them are on seriously good money, and they're very young. They're in their 30s. They're set up for life now. So they just do it for a year or two, then say they're traumatized, then they've got pension for life.
But they probably are traumatized. Let's be fair, people on night shift are highly rewarded too. They're working like a day and a half less for the same money because they're taking years off their life just working on night shift. Just being awake in that time frame and asleep during the day knocks decades off their lifespan. And that's scientific.
I think some of the people on these pedo departments of the police themselves are playing the system to get money.
But why wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's the world we live in now.
No, the bottom line is, right, why would they want to stay in that job forever, right? And how would they, like, they're not really going to be able to cross back over into normal policing, are they? Right? Let's be fair. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they, like, I wouldn't say play on it, but if they probably do have some form of trauma. To be, even when you speak to the people that have done any hunting, that shit stays with you, man. That's why the researcher side of thing has a high turnover rate, a very high turnover rate, because they're the ones that actually have to see that shit as they're looking through their Facebook when they shouldn't be in these locations. You know what I'm saying? As they just let themselves in the back door, basically. They have to see all that shit.
But they're getting a lifetime of pay for having done a year or two's work.
It's a great service. It's probably one of the best services that the police do for the community, and the only service they do for the community, although they do it quite shit and not enough.
That's what I mean.
It's the reason why there was an individual in this community that told everybody that she was an ex-copper, right? And she said she was an ex-copper in that department because why?
Yeah.
It's the only fucking copper you would accept socially because of what they were doing. Yeah, that's why it gets utilised. At the end of the day, it's the only position in a police force that any of us agreed probably is undermanned, understaffed, and underpaid. Everybody else is just a cunt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair,
FTP.
you're not saying fuck the Pope, are you? That's a bit terrible.
So is he still alive, the Pope, or has he been assassinated yet? I don't know.
I don't know which one you're talking about. There's a white one and a black one, seemingly.
the new one.
Yeah, he's still there. He's still there, mouthing off, telling everybody to let everybody come in the countries and all that kind of stuff. And it's unchristian to want to share your planet or whatever. I don't know. I don't really listen to what he says much. You know?
The irony after the Crusades.
Well, the thing is, the Crusades were in response to the same thing that's happening right now. You actually do know that, don't you? You do know that it took until the Crusades were actually getting done, right? Yeah, the first one, the second one, and the third one. Literally, it took like kings in the Eastern Bloc to countries to fall, armies to fall because of the raids that were happening. You know that, don't you? Like historically, the Christians took a battering for many decades and then eventually says, Ken, what? Fuck this shit. Yeah, that's what happened. What's happening right now?
They did in the Middle East, as it's now known. They did. Yep. They were the persecuted, heavily persecuted.
Poland's all that annex area, constant ramming raids for the Persians. But they're not allowed to call Persians anymore. We'll call them Iran because that's who we're talking about. That's the Persians. I mean, somewhere in the 70s, they voted to change their name from Persia to Iran, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's when them and Iraq and that all sort of split and went tits up when it because it was the Gulf of Persia, wasn't it? They're all under one banner.
Yeah. I mean, Iraq, we kind of made Iraq ourselves. Like that's all in Saudi Arabia kind of shit, eh? Because there were a nomad society. They would be traveling all the time, so they couldn't agree on what was getting split up because every border had some place where that nomad society was for fucking 3 weeks of the year or some shit like that. Yeah. And eventually, in Saudi Arabia, after so long, I listened to them argue, just basically walked in and went, shut the fuck up. That's fucking it. If you disagree, you're all getting killed. Fuck you. That's pretty much how it happened, basically. Yeah. They were told what was happening because they couldn't deal with it themselves as they were given the opportunity by the colonial powers. It just descended into chaos because you can't integrate. It's impossible. They're still fighting through the same tribalness. You know, you're not going to change it. You know, unfortunately. But it's interesting. Yeah. You know, because it's the same shit that's happening today. It's just it is what it is, eh? They're just carving up some other place. You know, Africa's going to be very, very hot spots this year, I think.
Yeah, Africa. Well, and you know, what's going on in Eastern Europe with proposed land grabbing that isn't going as planned, I suppose.
What is it?
Yeah, maybe it is.
Maybe it's going right along on cue, for all we know. I noticed Wagner's just been prescribed as a terrorist organisation by the UK.
Oh.
Nothing to do with their positions in Africa right now, securing all that mineral wealth for China and Russia, is it?
No. No, that's what they're doing.
Obviously not. Obviously not.
No, they're not in Africa guarding, you know, oil fields,
Mali. Yeah.
lithium mines and cobalt mines and
nothing. Nothing to do with this coup d'etat. Or wait to do coup d'etats, plural.
Multiple fronts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, the war started, people. It's just different.
Well, it's classify it as this segment, along with the flu season that we had, right? Classify it as a war of attrition.
It is.
It's no different than the submarines sinking the boats than no letting the boats get into the dock.
Yep. Everyone's supply gathering. It's just been a big deal done between, I think it's Russia, China, and is it India, a grain deal?
Yep.
Which
is part of the reason why Ukraine kind of gets grain out the country.
Yep.
Ukraine had, I don't know if it still has, I think about 12 top security bio labs that actually are for deadly viruses.
Yeah, a couple have been captured.
Yeah, I reckon that's why Russia wanted to take them in the first place.
No, it's that most of the bio labs were up next to that power station that the Nazis defended to the last fucking bullet. That's why the Nazis, the Nazi battalion, Kosovo battalion. You saw the guy on Sky News where they had the eye patch, and he's like, "We run out of bullets. We give plan. They don't want to resupply, motherfucker. We fight with knife." Yeah, right. All the guys that were captured were part of the prisoner exchange as well. So they're all sitting in Turkey right now, sunning it up.
Yeah.
Aye. And Russia got the 80s weapons specialist, Lord of War, black market seller, and America got a black basketball female player.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, what the fuck was that all about?
To get the Lord of War, the Lord of War, right? Russia was running out of 80s era ammunition, which they need to use because the only thing that they have deployed so far is 80s era equipment. Yeah. Right? So they need 80s ammunition. So Nicolas Cage, the Lord of War, yeah. That's who that is who they fucking released. Do you think he might be able to acquire any of that 80s ammunition that they needed so badly at the time? And all of a sudden they started getting it, didn't they? Once he was released. Why would you release your enemy's probably best defense contractor if you want to look at it like that? Why would you release that motherfucker? Because you want to continue.
Yep.
That was just
fact.
Yeah.
And they don't want to deplete all the next gen.
Yeah. We need that for
because it's fucking so expensive, and they need it for later.
We need it for later. I mean, let's put it this way: Ukraine's asking for armored personnel carriers and tanks and shit like that, right? But anybody who remembers 2014, 2012, do you remember the big trains like 3 mile long that was just filling nothing? They're all sitting at the Eastern Bloc, good to go.
Yep.
Why not use them?
Yep.
They're documented as getting going there. They told us all about it. They never had it for us. 3 years on the trot, they trains moved millions of pieces of equipment, everything you need, and they're all exactly what Ukraine wants.
Yep, and the US have been, I haven't seen anything for a while, but the US were doing the same by land and by rail, moving all their armament from sort of middle states, and then they were moving it to the coastal states.
Yep. Most of it gets made on the West Coast, and that's why the big trains were West Coast to East Coast. They 3 years, they are every bit of that equipment on each train that you saw, and all these videos, like back then, you would have got it on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And Twitter. You know what I'm saying? They would have been censored. Every bit of that equipment was flew to the Air Force Base in the UK. Then it was driven on the Channel Tunnel, got off at France and Paris, and then driven to the Eastern Bloc. No train there. And the last year it happened, right, you remember that they opened up the train line that went all the way through Europe right into Russia and shit to China by big great fanfare.
Yeah.
All the way to Russia was already built by year one. They could have took them by train all the way to the border, but they didn't, because anything that's major manufactured, right, majorly manufactured, mass-produced, doesn't make a difference what it is or how good you are, you'll get a minimum of 10 to 15% failure rates. And when they drove them to the Eastern Bloc, all that would have happened. So that basically means that every piece of equipment's fighting fit, battle ready. Anything that would have failed has been failed and fixed en route. They're all good to go. At the same time, 2014, Scottish independence, that didn't go too well because Britain and America fucked about with the oil price. That was to get Russia. That was to get Russia, right? Out of the extra barrels, million barrels of oil that were produced, research this, do not believe me, go have a look yourself, I implore you, right? 550,000 is missing, unaccounted for. They don't know where it is. What do you need for all that equipment, people? Maybe fucking oil, high grade motherfucker. It's all sitting there good to go. What's it not getting used for? Because we'll be using it. We'll be using it. All we need to do is fly our troops there. We don't need to take the armour anymore.
Yeah.
We just need to turn up. It's all there waiting to good to go, and we're already trained on how to use it.
Yeah. I'm going to have to call this
man.
I've got a couple of the daughters here, so I'm going to have to...
I think I made your whole panel clear anyway, dude. Shit.
It's only a chill one this morning. So,
yeah, man. Enjoy your fun.
Get some stuff done.
Yeah, man. Well, catch.
In a bit. Cheers, everyone, for the quick one this morning. Just hour and 40. As you can hear, got visitors, so I'm just going to jump off.
Hey guys, AJ Smith here. I just come on panel because I keep getting timed out in chat tub. Hi guys, just a quick one. I need donations for a drinking session. Dean Holiday here, guys. Me and David Scott been bashing each other's asses out for a fortnight. Just letting you know I'm okay.
Hi guys, Aaron Gamer here. I just followed out with Natural on the Society X on Jamie's. And it looks like that Natural's not going to be buying me beer anymore. And I'm going to have to withdraw access to me hole. Yeah. Precious.
Steve here, you get me? Never down the mountain on my own, you get me? No Becky, no food, you get me? You get me?
Videos I've been making of Steve.
I haven't got any money for tobaccos or dog food. I gotta leave my grizzles up on a mountain. You get me? You get me? You don't get me because you don't donate to me. You get me?
There's some man that lives dog on a mountain if someone don't donate.
Dean Holiday here, guys. Me and David Scott been bashing each other's asses out for a fortnight. Just letting you know I'm okay. Hi guys, just a quick one. I need donations for a drinking session. Precious.
Hi guys, Aaron Gamer here. I just followed out with Natural on the Society X on Jamie's. And it looks like that Natural's not going to be buying me beer anymore. And I'm going to have to withdraw access to me hole. Yeah. Precious.
I expect you just heard my daughter in between videos saying, fucking, they're worried about me.
Dean Holiday here, guys. Me and David Scott been bashing each other's asses out for a fortnight. Just letting you know I'm okay.